Hi, this is Hazel Marie, and welcome to my craft room. I have been working on some challenges lately. One of the first ones that I worked on was for a banner challenge, and you may call them pennants, where you make the full size ones. Mine happen to be full sized, and it spelled out craft, C-R-A-F-T. And I did that for Shibling. And Shibling is a craft group that you can find on Facebook. And I've really enjoyed being a part of their group. And there's several others. You just have to go through and put craft groups and find the ones that you're interested in. What is so neat is that so many of them actually do just pocket letters. Some do paper clips and some do a combination. So you might want to check those out. The second thing that I worked on was a shaker card. Now, a shaker card, or in this particular case, a shaker jar, because mine happens to be a mason jar. And I decided that I wanted a jar to be my first one. And I did not have a stamp or a punch that was this correct size. So I went to the internet and I downloaded a free clip art mason jars. And I cut out the paper. And then what I did was I cut right across here. I cut the lid off. I put the paper underneath this right here, this paper sleeve or another paper sleeve. And I laid it down and I used my fuse tool. Starting at the bottom, I went all the way up and then up. I did not go around, I did not close it off, and I did a round up. Then what I did was I opened it and I filled what I wanted to put in here, which was this white material. Maybe a little bit hard to see. And then I went back and I sealed it right across here. Now, I left the plastic that was sticking up when I went this way and this way. Now, what I did then was I went back, and remember I told you I made 2 copies? Well, I cut out the tops, 2 tops, and I colored them in, giving it a little dimension. And I put one on the front, I glued that on, and I glued one on the back. Now, then I trimmed away the plastic, the excess plastic. I didn't need that anymore. Then what I did was I added a flower, then a button, and then a piece of twine right here. And that's how I made my first one. Now, the second one I'll show you is this one. Now, I'm not sure if it'll be better by it may be better by itself. Now, this one I enjoyed making. I took a piece of paper from one of my paper pads, and it was this beautiful Oriole. I think that's what it is. I don't know my birds that well, but I love them. And what I did was I cut it at an angle. As you can see, I cut down. It's easier when you do it like this. I cut it at an angle. And I put my Oriole in there. I sealed it off. And I put my sequins in here. And then I sealed it all the way across. And then I decorated it with a piece of paper across here so that you would not see where I had sealed the top off. And I put a little small flower right here just to make it look a little different. The next one that I did is similar in a sense of the mason jar, in that I cut this piece off, the paper, not the plastic, the paper, and I put my paper in. This could have had a fairy on it, could have had birds, anything you wanted on it. Mine happened to have flowers. And then I put this right here. I actually sealed it. And then I put my beads in. Now you got to remember this was cut and then all the way up. So I put my stuff in there. And then when I came back, I went around and I sealed it with my fusion tool. That was my second one. You can hear this one. It has sequins in it. I thought that was really cute. Now, the next one I did was this one. Now, this was a card that I had purchased, and it has this beautiful rose on it. Let me see if I can get it a little bit better. And very shabby chic looking. And I sealed around, all the way around, and I went up on each side. I put my sequins in, and then I came back and I sealed it right across here. Now I left a little bit of plastic up here just so I could put a border on it, and I just simply put a border, and I kind of bent it down on each side, glued it, and I added a butterfly on the other side. Whoa, where's my butterfly? Right here. My butterfly right there. And as you can see, it turned out really cute. I love this one. It's probably one of my favorites. Now this one may be my least favorite. It was probably one of my first, my husband came up with this idea of making a balloon. Well, they're a little harder to do than you think, because I wasn't really used to that fusion tool, or fusing tool. I keep calling it a fusion tool. And I went around it, and if you look real close, you can see my boo-boos, but we're not going to look real close. And then I tied down at the bottom, I just tied some ribbon, and I had to fill it from the bottom. And I filled it from the bottom through that little thing right there, filled it up, and then I had to seal it off. And the ribbon kind of hides where it was, but it's a shaker card too. Now, my last one that I made, I'm really proud of this one. I don't know, there may be a lot of people out there making these on YouTube. I have not seen them, but perhaps there are. But as far as I know, I'm the only one who made it. If someone else has, then I apologize, and I concede and say, more power to you. I'm so glad. So I apologize if I'm taking credit for something I shouldn't. But anyway, what I did was I went online and looked for a flower pot. And it had the shape of a flower pot, kind of flared sides. And then the part across here was like a blue or whatever. So what I did was I went ahead and I cut my paper down, made a copy, cut it down, and I did this part, and I went up. I did this part and went up. Of course, this was sealed. And then I filled it with the greenery. Let me get back in line. And then what I did was I sealed it all the way across. Then I had plastic standing up, and I took these flowers that I use my punch for, and this is a Recollections punch, and it makes these little, I am way out of line here, makes these little flowers. You can use any kind of flowers that you want, but I put a piece of wire to look like a stem in between the two flowers. I glued them together. Let's see if this helps. Yes, you can see it a little bit better. There's a stem right there. And then I put a piece of bling on each one. Then I put a piece of paper that covered up where the plastic was and where all this was glued together. And I put tiny flowers on that and tiny bling. And I did the same on the back. So my flowers have a front and a back, and they also have their, you know me, I kind of like to do both sides. So that is what I worked on for my my beautiful shaker cards, or shaker pots maybe. I'm not sure. I guess you call them different things for whatever they are. Now, the second thing that I did, this is kind of cute. Let me move these out of the way. I'm also going to do a paperclip challenge, or I'm doing a paperclip challenge. Now, this, you don't send anything off, you just send photographs of your work. Now, I am going to, this is my very first one that I have made, trying to be original. This is a peacock. And what I did was I went online and I said, I need a peacock little guy here. So I went on there and I said, free clip art, peacock. And so I found this little guy. And all I wanted was just the body of the peacock. That's all I wanted. Didn't want the feathers, didn't want anything like this. So what I did was I went, I have a paper, whoops, and I hope I don't make it fall over here, that's called Pixie Sticks. And it's by the Paper Studio. And this is the page that I used. And if you notice, I used the pink and the blue, only mine is turned this way. Now, this right here has a scallop all the way, and I went ahead and I cut that out so that whenever you look at this, you can see that it's not just plain across the top, but that it's actually has a scallop across. And that's how I got my first one. Now, what I did was I took the paper after I had cut it out, and then I went ahead and I scored it 1/2 inch. Every 1/2 inch I scored it. This was a 12-inch piece of paper. Now, when I got through, what I did was I put it together, spread it out. You can see it says feathers. And then, of course you can't see them here, but I'm going to show you just in a minute, that what I did was I attached first my paper clip to the back, and then I used a scallop punch to cover that. And I did use a piece of this material here so that it wasn't flat. It's not real thick, but a little bit. Now on the front, this little guy here, I cut him out. I fussy cutted him out. And then I put, I don't know if you can see or not. I think you can. It's a thickness of this, and this is a packing material, and I've really been using this, a lot of it. I receive it in packages every once in a while. I kind of hoard it, I guess. But what I did was I attached it to a piece of this packing, or you could put a pop dots on it, anything that you want to, but you want to make him dimensional, make him stand out. See how he stands out from his tail feathers? Oh, that's a pretty good picture. And see, he stands out. He's got his tail feathers all sprayed, and he is just such a cutie. Now, I did use a jumbo paperclip. And if you were to use, let me see here if I have a piece of paper. I do. This is not real thick paper, but as you can see, he's a cutie. He is so cute. I love him. Well, he was so cute that I decided, okay, maybe I shouldn't enter him in my contest. Maybe he's a little bit too big. So I decided I'd make a second one. Now, let me get this over here so you can see it. Okay, using the same paper, actually on the same page, I decided that the tail feathers would be made out of this pattern. Isn't that cute? It's pink, blue, green, white. And this right here happens to be 9 inches. Right about 9 inches, maybe 9.5 inches if I stretch it way out. And this is the little guy that I cut out. The other one is blue. He's pink. So I decided that's what I would do. Now, to make these, I made him, let's see here, I think I made him 2.5 inches is what I decided that this would be, 2.5 inches by 9.5 inches long. And I used my Recollections punch, and it has a border on it. And if you notice here, he has a border. You don't want to have a plain peacock. I mean, he needs something up there. So that's what I did. And then I cut me some of these little scallops, because you need scallops, or you need little round pieces. So what I did was, after I got through scoring, I folded it, the fan, back and forth, as most of you are aware. Now, whenever you lay him out, let me see if I can do this to where you can see it. See, my hands are in the way. That's not good, is it? Let me see. Aha. Okay, we can do it like this. See how he kind of fans out? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of these right here, and I'm going to put him down. Now, this right here can take hot glue, so that's not a problem. But I'm going to try, gather them up, hold them at the base, then spread these little tail feathers out to whatever dimension you want them to be. Now, make sure when you're doing this, and I don't know that there's a right and a wrong way, you just have to get them in there the best way you can. Now, see his little body? It's not real wide. So you're going to have to make it to where his body is wider, if that makes sense. It needs to be a little bit wider. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put it together. Whoops. And I am going to use my hot glue. And I'm going to come up here and add a little more hot glue. And it looks like I need some hot glue. I didn't realize I was out. Okay, let's pull him back in. We don't want his tail feathers sticking out, but we do want them. The hot glue does give you a little bit of time in order to make them go outward. Want to make sure that we're in frame. Not sure how well I am in frame, but we're trying to make his little tail feathers go out. Kind of like the NBC peacock. See, we're getting there. We're getting there. Now, see, it's not real big right here, his body. Now, I'm going to have to get some glue. So you just kind of take a look at him for just 1 second while I get my glue and knock everything around and make noise. Fortunately, it's close by. And we're ready to go. Okay. Hopefully that didn't take too long. Okay, here we go. Now, I want to make sure that on my tail feathers that the end pieces are connected. And the reason for that is I don't want them to go flying out the side, and then it'd look kind of funny. Okay, now, look at that. Where's our little guy? Here he is, or she. Maybe it's a she, I don't know. Now see, she is wider than the tail feathers. Well, we have this part down here. Well, we're not going to keep that part. We're just trying to get it attached to something. Now, I am going to actually put some glue on the back because I want to make sure these don't just go flying all over the place. Make sure on each side that the pieces are going downward. Whoops. Okay, now, what I am going to do, I have got glue everywhere. Find my big scissors. That's what we're going to do. And now I am going to cut this like so. Now, see how this doesn't look very good? And some people say, oh man, that doesn't matter. Well, it matters to me. This right here is sticking out a little bit. I like for mine to look finished all over the place. I like it front and back and everything. You know me. Well, I have a little piece of paper. I just cut just a little piece. Now, it is going to go from here to here. And the reason is I don't want you to look up under there and it look bad. I know I'm just a fussy box, but that's okay. I'm going to cut it a little bit thinner. And then I am going to, I think I'm going to make it just a little shorter. And then I am going to make sure I'm in frame. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay it right there. And I want it to go right there and all the way across. Now, you don't have an ugly piece of glue sticking out there. Now, I know I'm a fussy person, but I don't want it to stick down or above. I don't like that. So I'm going to make sure he fits really good. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay. Oops, not happy with that glue, but not much you can do about it. Now, this little guy right here, he needs to step back and let his tail feathers show or shine. So what we're going to do, before I lose my mat here, I'm going to push it up. I am going to get a piece of my handy dandy, whatever this is. I don't know what it is, but I love it. Now, we are going to, it's cut crooked. We're going to cut it a little straighter. Now, this little guy is not very big. So, let's see here. We don't want him too big. He needs to be a little bit smaller than he is. Make sure I'm in frame. I think that's one of the hardest things when you're doing a video is you get carried away and you're busy and you're doing your stuff. And then all of a sudden you realize, hey, they can't see me. Oh, excuse me, my nose. Oh, I can't seem to get over this stuff. It just takes forever. Okay, but I am feeling better. Thank the Lord. Okay, here we go. Now, let's see here. His little body looks like it kind of needs to be rounded just a little because his body is round and this stuff is square. So let's just kind of make him like so. Okie dokie. Now, I'm going to put some glue on his little body. And I'm going to put, basically this looks just like a dot, a pop dot, only it's bigger, maybe a little bit. Of course, you could put 2 or 3 pop dots. If you're using pop dots, you do have that option. Making sure it doesn't show. Okay, there he is. And now what we're going to do before I put him on is I'm going to put my paper clip on. And I'm going to flip this over and put him on the back. Now, remember, whenever you do your paper clip, that this right here, glue, is supposed to be on the top, this open side. And of course, this is where you put it into your paper. So it's going to be like so. Now, I'm going to get some glue. And I am going to, you've got to make, whoops, I have it on the wrong side. I was going to say, make sure you have it on the right side. It's on this side right here. And there he is. She is. It is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a boy or girl. Doesn't matter. That one's not very good. We're not going to use that one. Let's see about this one. And I got strings everywhere. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see how we're going to do this. I think I'm going to move it up just a little bit. As you can see, the strings are pulling it. We're just having all kinds of fun with this glue gun. Don't know what I do without my glue gun. Oops! Oh, lordy me. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Oops, we don't want it crooked, do we? No, 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 not crooked. Now, I was simply trying to get that on there to where I know, I just can't stand that being partial. So I am going to match this up with my little what do you want to call them? My mind went blank. To where that they all match. And I'm going to put some glue up here. Don't want this hanging back. Yes, I am in frame. Thank you, Lord. Okay, now, look at that. Other than the glue and the glue hanging off of me, we got some tail feathers. I love this one. Now, ladies, this one is actually going to be in my, I guess you call it a challenge. So let's put this little guy right down here. Now, isn't he cute? I love him or her. I'm not sure. He is. I love this peacock. Okay, now remember the first peacock I made? Ta-da! I don't know if this is the, whoop, let's go over here. This is the papa and the baby. The baby's over here, or what? But anyway, I think they're really cute. They're the same guy, just different colors. And the paper, I have chosen from the same color stock. And one I made on a small, it's not a small paper clip, it's the it's the large paper clip. And I think that's a really good size. This one I just wanted to try and make something big. And so that's what I did. But isn't he cute? So cute. Okay, I have got one more thing I want to show you before I go. And this is a butterfly. And this is going to be the second paper clip that I'm going to enter in the challenge. And basically, at the end of the year, you will have 12 paper clips that you can display for yourself. And I thought that was really neat. I love that idea. Now, this one happens to be pink, and I'm not quite through with her. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make uh, all of this with pink uh, flatback pearls, and I actually sprayed this with glimmer mist, and I don't know if you can really see it or not, but it has a real faint, uh, pretty look on it. Now, this was really easy to make, and I have made one before, but all I did was going back to my, where's the rest of my butterfly? He went bye-bye. He can't go bye-bye. Let me show you a picture here. This is actually where, there's the little peacock. Here's the large butterflies, and here's the smaller butterfly. I think those are really cute. But I did those on a cardstock, and I will keep those as patterns. Now, let me see here. I lost my butterfly. How can you lose it? You think it flew off or something? Oh, I don't know about you, but I am trying to get something I've shown you before that hasn't gotten put away. I have not, it was just hiding from me. It's right here. Now, if you see this, see how the glimmer mist? I took them, I downloaded, like I said, and then I just simply took my, let's see, where is it? Of course it's not here. It's hiding. My, here it is. Here it is. Okay, my scoring tool. You can either not score, but you can either make him go backward or forward, whichever one you want. This one I'm going to make go forward a little bit. You don't want to pull too hard because you don't want to tear him. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. And to make it dimensional, you add one on top of the other. You make them the same size. Whoops, get back up here. Now on this particular one, I added, between the two, I added, can you see right there, his feelers, or his antennae? Okay, right there. And you know what I did? I used my other antennae and I cut it too short, and I ended up losing one of my antennae. So that's not going to work. Hold just one moment. Fortunately, my craft room is pretty small. It has a lot of stuff going on in it, that's for sure. But I'm not too far away from anything. So let me get another piece. Usually what I try and do whenever I'm crafting is have more than what I actually need. Of course, tonight I only had two. Ruined one. Okay, what I'm going to do, this is just a piece of crafting wire. You can also buy things in the bridal department that have the little beads on them. I have some of those, but mine are white. And I didn't think white would look too good, so I didn't get that one. So what I did was I took my little, these are the pliers that I use whenever I'm doing beadwork. And I am just going to take it and I'm going to twist it like so. And on the other side, because the wire in this is pretty strong, I'm just going to twist it down. Now, so they look make them look a little bit alike. They don't have to look exactly alike, just a little alike. Close him up a little bit. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to push those together at the bottom a little bit more. Let's just, I laugh at myself. My friend Letty says she laughs at me all the time when I make my videos. I think that's a compliment. I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. We have got the middle of a butterfly, and let's put her little butterfly antennae right here. Spread them apart. Don't want them, you know, too close. And then we're going to put some more glue down the middle. And we are going to, would you believe I did these backwards? Oh well, no problem. Seems like I say that in every video. No problem, we'll just fix it. Okay, now make sure I am in. Okay, make sure they line up. You don't want part of him or her on one side and one on the other. You want them to be lined up. So, the problem is now, they're both going the same way. We don't want that. No. Just because I made a boo-boo doesn't mean the poor little butterfly will have to suffer from it. Now, we will fix it. I'm going to take the second butterfly down under here, the second section, and I'm going to do him backward. I'm going to do the front one forward. All it means is that it's getting a workout. That's all it means. Plus, I'm getting a workout too, I guess. When you're crafting, don't get too upset if you do something. I'm telling you, doing this video tonight, I bet I've tried 9 times. Nothing worked right. Sometimes I can sit down, I can do a video and go right straight through it. Other times I'm going, oh, blah, 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 or cough, 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 or whatever. And so that's not good. Okay. Now, isn't she cute? So cute. Now what we're going to do is we are going to add a pen. And let me see what color I think will be good. I have a dark blue. I like that. I like that dark blue. Okay. Remember? Upside, downside where it goes onto the paper. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to glue my paper clip down. Don't want to lose my paper clip. There we go. Put some more paper clip on there. Paper clip, listen at me. Put some more goopy goo on there, some hot glue. And I'm going to take this little flower. The reason I'm putting a flower is because it fits the size better. It covers it up. And it looks nicer. So that was the flower that I had punched out and put a jewel on. Get the glue off. Yes. Get the glue off. Okay. I have got more glue on me. Okay. Let's just kind of bring this little butterfly out a little bit. Now, isn't that precious? So precious. I love butterflies. Love to see them in my backyard. Well, I think that's all I have to show you tonight. I hope you've enjoyed looking at them and just laughing with me, because you never know what Hazel Marie is going to do, or I should say how my projects are going to go. Even though I have good intentions, they sometimes don't do too well. just lay back everything. Love that one. Love this one. Love that one. Ah, it's fun when you do things that you love. Oh, oh, and these guys, don't forget the peacocks. You really should give those a try. Those guys are hilarious. They have some on, you can get some that have real funny expressions. Of course, you can get gorgeous ones too, but they wouldn't have worked too well in what I was trying to do. But anyway, that's what I had to share with you, and I hope you enjoyed it. I had so much fun just visiting with you and showing you and laughing at myself. And please come back and visit me again. And if you like what you saw, please check like. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. And I love you, and God bless you.